These informations are something that I studied recently through Invent research, and also I watched some of the Porsche's video. Shout out to Porsche Lin. First one, let me cover the options. So tier 4 bracelet options. Ancient has higher figure than Relic, of course. I have all these options as a tier, and the standard is Ancient. The combat stats are excluded because it varies too much by classes, but both of the stats that your class need is something that what you want to get. Triple S tier, additional damage, low roll, mid roll, and high roll. That's what it means. Additional damage 3.5% plus demon or arc demon damage 2.5%. Only tier 4 has this kind of like secondary options as a one entire option. Does that make sense? It has plus, right? Crit damage 10% plus. If it crits, then your outgoing damage increases by 1.5%. Crit rate 5%, and if it crits, outgoing damage 1.5. So these three are generally considered triple S tier. Now double S tier, weapon power 7200, 8100, 9000. If HP is 50% or higher, your HP, like stabilized status, then your weapon power additionally increases by this much, okay? Next one. Your outgoing damage increases by this much, but your cooldown increases by 2%. So this is not reducing your cooldown, it's something that's negative. It increases your cooldown, but still it is a double S tier option because increasing outgoing damage, which is multiplicative, to like, you know, around 5%-ish like this is incredible. That is why it's still very worth it, even with this kind of penalty. Single S tier. Weapon power this much plus if you hit the enemy, then your weapon power increases by this much, and this can stack up to 30 times. It has 30 seconds cooldown. Crit damage increases by this much if you see here. So this option has the same figure as this triple S tier, but this one has additional effect like this, right? Whereas this one is a single liner. The single liner one is still S tier is what's going on. Crit rate, same figure as this one, and weapon power like this. This part is also same from here. A+, non-directional skill damage, this much. Back attack, head attack, okay. Outgoing damage, one liner, and outgoing damage plus outgoing damage this much on staggered opponent. So this is basically like kind of nothing, right? So same tier as this one. Now A tier, additional damage this much. Because additional damage is additive, so it can't be better than the outgoing, which is multiplicative, right? If you land the hit on enemy, then your weapon power increases by this much, plus your attack power and movement speed increases by 1%, and this can stack up to 6 times. It multiplies by 6, not only on the attack speed, movement speed, but also on this weapon power. Surprising that this is only A tier, right? And this is because a lot of classes right now doesn't need ASMS from a bracelet is what's going on. They get like 5% from the event stronghold, like, you know, all the time, right? Okay, now B tier. Strength, dexterity, intelligence, it scales from 9600 to 16k. One liner, attack speed and movement speed of 4 or 5 or 6. Now for supporters, if you land a hit on an enemy, then it decreases the crit rate resistance by this much for 8 seconds plus, so it's double liner. The ally attack power enhancement by this much increase. Next one, if landing on enemy, then decreases the crit damage resistance by this much for 8 seconds, and then ally power enhancement, same. If you land a hit, then it decreases the defense by this much, and the ally power enhancement, same. Party with protection effect, like shield or damage reduction or heal, they will have outgoing damage this much for 5 seconds, plus the ally power enhancement as well. This does not apply to the skills, even though they have these kind of effects. If it doesn't have a duration, it does not affect, it says. These 4 are primary ones. Other than that, supporters can, you know, have any options that increases weapon power. There were some of them above here, right? All the supporter options here, unlike the tier 3, they are party-wide. Every single options here. For some classes, it may not follow this tier, of course. There's nothing as like fixed, right? For example, I play Pinnacle Glaver as my main, right? And the crit damage option, which is here, triple S tier, is not good because Pinnacle Glaver already have over 300% crit damage. Of course, it can't be like triple S tier for certain classes. Any options that has a double line, the odd is like 0.5% for low roll, 0.25% for mid roll, and 0.083% to get a high roll. Yeah, classic KMMO. Options that have a single line, it's higher. 1.09% for low roll, 0.54 for mid roll, and 0.18% for a high roll, okay? The overall odd to get triple S to A tier option, Tier 4 Bracelet is higher than Tier 3. 17.57 for Tier 4, but only 11.7 for Tier 3. For Tier 4 Bracelet, there's something called Reroll Ticket. It looked like that white ticket. Reroll Ticket is something that you can use up to 3 times per bracelet after you consume all the opportunities, all the rolls. Where can you get it? First time Brel clear, either normal or hard, both of them, it gives you +3 per character. At the end of the G2 hard mode, there's a bid that can give you 1. So this is gonna be expensive. And lastly, there's an NPC exchange that requires 50 Karma Elixir. For people who doesn't know what this is, it's the material that you need to do the new gold sync system called Karma system with the Brel. There's a guide that I made already, Karma guide. And this is 1 time per character if I show you. So this NPC, if you scroll down, this one right here, it says only 1 time per character, requires 50. And in this chest, there's 3 of the bracelet reroll, as you see. These tickets are very limited, as you see. These are the only ways to get so far. This one is 1 time, and this one is also 1 time. So the only other way is to get is 1 by 1 by winning an expensive bid every week. What I want to say is, don't use the reroll ticket like Pepega. That's what I'm trying to say. What does Pepega mean? Like, you know, brain dead. You only use this, later I'm going to talk about this again, you only use the reroll ticket if that bracelet is the bracelet that you think you will use permanently. Alright, let me get back to this later, okay? So the goal of the Tier 4 Bracelet is you want to get at least 2 options of triple S tier to A tier options that I explained. Alright, this is the demonstration part. I'm gonna try to cut 1 relic and 1 ancient. So let me cut the relic first. For example, I'm gonna cut this garbage 2+2 liner. And when you do it, then unlike Tier 3, you can select the options what you want. Right now, since I rolled this for the first time, there's nothing on the left side. You click the right side like this. And let's say that this is good option, which is not, okay? So then you lock it, and when you roll it, then this is what it happens. So this is the original one, and this is the new one. You can decide if you can sustain it or not. Let's say that you like the previous one, then you click the left, original, and boom, like that. And you roll again. And this time, let's say you like this one, then you click this, like that. And lastly, alright, so that's 4, right? That's 4. Of course, you can upgrade to ancient. It requires 100 ancient fragments, which are hard to get. Honestly, doing this right now just for a demonstration is dumb to do, but I'm doing it to teach you guys. Am I a good boy? Say it. Alright, so I'm gonna click this and upgrade like that. So what happens is that it gives you 4 more opportunity when you upgrade, and it consumes the first opportunity right away on the upgrade like this. The previous options that you had on the relic all get locked. You cannot change it at all. So let's say that this option, I don't want this. So you start rolling 3 more times, right? So 4 in total. And the same thing happens. You see this button right here? If you don't like the original one and the new one, neither of them, then you can just click this to streamline the progress like that. And let's say I don't like these as well, then yeah, click again. And then I just use all of the consumption, all of the opportunity, right? So I have to click either this or this. Then like that. And from here, you can use the reroll ticket up to 3 times, it says, per bracelet. Let me do ancient bracelet demonstration without the upgrade. Yeah, I got 2+3 liners. In this case, of course, you get 4 opportunity, right? And you do it. And then, like, 3 of them rolls. And I got 81 spec and back attack 2.5% and strength. Okay, that's good. Then I click this and then perhaps lock the back attack. Then only other 2 rolls like that. I don't like any of them. Roll again. Head attack skill 2.5. Okay, I like that. Alright, so now I have a head attack and the back attack at the same time. Lock this. And then last one. Strength 11k, but it's lower than this strength, so I preserve the original one like that. And from here, you can do the +3 reroll ticket. Okay, once again, preferably, you want the options that you already have, like pre-roll, to be combat stats or strength, dexterity, intelligence. Now, case 1, relic 2+2. You have 4 rolls on the relic, right? And then you upgrade to ancient and you get 4 rolls again. And then you get 3 rolls from the reroll ticket is what's going on. Case 2, when you roll the ancient from the start, then you get 4 rolls on 3 of the empty options, right? And after that, you get 3 rolls from the reroll ticket. There are some things I have to say about this. First of all, case 1, the relic, needs 100 ancient bracelet fragment, just like what I demonstrated to you guys, for upgrade. And these fragments are not easy to get, especially in the early days when Brel just got released with the new tier 4 bracelet. What you have to pretty much do is that if you have any characters that are 1680 and above, you have to send the ancient tier 4 bracelet garbage ones, mail it to your main character, and then you have to dismantle them to funnel it. Number 2, upgrade only if you got at least 2 valid options. I'm talking about this part, upgrade part. So you got a 2+2 relic, right? And if you got both of those 2 roll as the valid option what I mean is like these stuff like triple S tier to like at least down to A tier, then it's recommended to upgrade. Yeah, because fragments are hard to get. Number 3, use the reroll ticket only if you think that this is the bracelet. This is the perhaps the last thing that you want to use. In Korea, ancient bracelet was 3 times more expensive than the relic. So people bought relic and upgraded. So people went for case 1. Personally, I think it may be worth it to roll the ancient from the start if ancient is only times 1.5 expensive than relic. It's not like you must roll the certain grade. It's not like guys, you have to roll the relic no matter what. This part varies on how expensive the ancient is compared to relic. You decide the value. Personal recommendation is, I think 3-line relic or 4-line ancient, so basically missing 1 line from the max. I think they are still worth it to roll if it has at least strength, dexterity, intelligence, or combat stat, or attack speed, movement speed kind of stuff. Because you're free to play, most of people, right? You're not gonna get something that's even close to perfect. So you need to negotiate, basically. This only costs silver anyway for rolling. If you didn't get something good, then you can still dismantle it and pick up the fragment. Alright, lastly, expected FAQs. Question. Memo. Do I sell or roll if I loot the good ones? Very subjective. I would sell if I'm free to play. But if you're going hard on the bracelet like a whale, then maybe you can roll. Question number 2. I got 2 valid options, but other lines are garbage. Do I still want to use the reroll ticket? This part is also subjective. I think I would use it if the two valid ones are high tier with mid-high rolls. So like for example, let's say the two rolls I got is additional damage with the arc demon damage, like mid roll at least, and like something like weapon power, like this thing. So that's triple S and double S, right? If it's like this high tier, then even if one of the line what I got is something like HP, which doesn't do like anything pretty much, I would give it a try. I think it's very subjective. If you're unsure, then the answer is not to burn the reroll all the time. It is very rare. Question number 3, and this is something that you guys have to listen. Open your brain and eyes and ears and listen right now. Get ready to note. It's gonna be case for most of you guys. Bro, I gotta prog Brel hard, and I need an ancient bracelet right now to get that 18 leap point. What should I do? Answer. If your tier 3 bracelet that you're wearing is garbage, then you can just honestly just upgrade or buy one, the tier 4 bracelet. Because by getting the 18 leap point, it allows you to have level 1 on your second leap tripod. It increases a lot of damage. So it helps your bro prog as well. But if you have good tier 3 bracelet, then I would say depending on, you gotta kind of like calculate the total damage output, which I don't know how to do it. Just use it if you think your tier 3 bracelet is better, but you must transfer when you clear the hard G1, because if you clear hard G1, you get 8 karma elixir from clear and 8 more from the bonus loot, and the first time clear gives you 20 karma elixir. So that's 36 in total. And that is enough to unlock the leap karma system. Unlocking leap karma system provides you plus 2 point. Then what's happening is that ancient bracelet tier 4 gives you 18 and you get 2 from unlocking the leap karma. So that becomes 20. If you have 20, you can put 2 points on your second tripod, which increases a lot of damage compared to having this at level 1. So if you get access to level 2 here after clearing gate 1 hard mode, then no matter how good your tier 3 bracelet is, you pretty much have to transfer to tier 4 bracelet. Hope this guide helps a lot of people. Bro, I had to study a lot to cater this information in English. Bro, you made me study. Pay me money, bro. Stay Giga Chat, spam 07.